Attention, brace yourselves! Captain Kern commands the floor, battling for justice, bringing down the house with force. In the shadows of the city where the lights dim low, Captain Kern steps out ready to blow, with a heart made of steel and fists to match. Enemies shudder when they catch his dispatch. He's a knight in the night, rolling deep. Justice sword, he's sworn to keep. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Kern, the hero we need. Never backs down, he's on the front line, facing the evils that intertwine. Corruption's fine, stripping the streets. He tears them down with lyrical beats. A vigilante with a badge of honor, burns the storm, chaos has got her. Boom, boom, hear the thunder roll. Captain Kern's on patrol, rights the wrongs, breaks the chains. In his world, justice reigns. Captain Kern, he's on the fight, battling wrongs, upholding right. In the streets, he's a justice free. Captain Kern, the hero we need. From the depths of despair, he rises high, a beacon of hope under the night sky. Enemies fear when his name is called, a symbol of power unaballed. With every step, he claims the land, justice delivered by his commanding hand. So when you're lost and the night draws near, remember Captain Kern, let out a cheer. For justice, for truth, for the right. He's the guardian of the city's light. Hardcore rhythm fading out, justice served, no doubt.
Well, son of a beach. It's Father's Day, ladies and germs. What are you all thinking? What are y'all doing today? How about that? Let's get that out of there. Woof! Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Because I don't know if I'm here. You guys notice I don't have my lenses on today because I don't want them. I'm tired of seeing yellow. So I'll probably end up with a migraine very shortly, but I don't care. I really don't care. Anyway, it is Father's Day, June 16th, 2024. And if you guys follow me, it's a mixed bag for me today. And I just wanted to get on today, just have a nice little chill stream, just to relax a little bit before I have to go outside and attempt to do yard work. Actually, I'm not going to be doing. I'm going to be sitting on a four-wheeler, and I'm going to be making my children do the work. But it's Father's Day because they're going to have to do what I tell them to. Oh, my Lord. Dom, what's going on? Cynthia, hello, both of you. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. And I have a full mug of coffee, yet I opened up a Mountain Dew because I was like, you know what? I just wanted one. I'll drink both. Why not? Exactly, as the father should. Father's Day is meant for children doing what dad tells them to without complaint. Yeah. So we have a few things we have to do today. We have to move the chicken coop and to get that out of the way so that we can get a trailer in here to get the cleanup going. So yeah, chicken coop's in the front is in the way at the front of the back gate. So yeah, it is what it is. And then I'm going to be teaching these boys a little bit more carpentry. My 16-year-old actually went through FAA and not FAA, FFA, Future Farmers of America, and when he was this last school year, and he learned a little bit of carpentry, a little bit of welding, and some other good stuff like that. But he didn't learn enough, and just teaching these boys. And I should have done this earlier. This is this is where we as Gen X, the Gen X generation, we fucked up. Is because we are not teaching our children at an early enough age certain life skills, I would say. And it's been interesting because I'm trying to teach them these life skills later, and some of them they're more receptive on, and some of them they are like, I'll never need that, and I'm like, oh yes you will. You may not need it in the first 20 years after you leave the house, but you'll need it in the 20 years after that. So I'm gonna be teaching them some how to use the saws and everything, and then I'm gonna make them clean up my chainsaw because it's been sitting out in the shed for a couple of years, and we have a boatload of wood that needs to be cut and split. And it right now that wood is just simply in the way. It's been dried out for we've had it for 10 years, so nice dry wood. It's not rotten either, so it was stacked correctly. Yes, well, the easy button, and even I fell into that trap, and I admit to that. Especially with my later children, my two oldest, my son and my daughter. Uh, I didn't do that with them. I didn't do that at all with them. They they learned, hard work and ethics, you know, and I'm not sure, but my daughter took that to heart. My oldest son, who's the oldest child, is 27. He's taken it to the heart for the most part, but taking a liberal view of things, which just drives me insane, if you know what I mean. My two youngest, they're good kids. They've never been in trouble with anything or anything like that. But, uh, and I love them to death. But it is a fight to get them to go outside and do manual labor. Um, so I screwed up there. I honestly did. I got one that says he loves gardening, but he doesn't like gardening. I don't ask me to explain. So, but no, we're just this is just a chill day. We'll open it up, and anybody that wants to can come on, and we'll just BS and do all that good stuff. You always had homework for your six kids. I did the same for my first two. I didn't, and it wasn't that I took the easy button with my. I guess I wouldn't say it was the easy button with my two youngest, my 18 and my 16-year-old. Um, I would put it more as life got in the way, and my health got in the way. It was hard. Cynthia pops up here, says, I'll be more than happy to send you my cattle prod. I actually have a cattle prod. I don't need one. I have a cattle prod that is 35 years old. The very first one I had ever bought at the feed store where I grew up. Because when you were cowboying, you had to have a cattle prod. All right, Tom, you do that. I appreciate you just being here, my friend. A service call on Father's Day. Damn, that's gotta suck. But and we got a little bit of a different format we can do today too, so that's gonna be nice. Da, 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 da. Let's see, let me bring this up. Okay, we're bring that up there, and then we're gonna do this. Bing, and then I get to stand up, and y'all get to see me up here because sitting down has been hurting lately. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna try this standing. And of course, this mic stand does not want to function correctly this way. So bear with me just a moment because I forgot to. No, I don't want to change that. So we're just gonna have to deal with this way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's the work ethic, definitely. You got to have the work ethic. But yeah, my legs have been kicking my ass lately, and I've been told you need to get up on your legs more. Stand more. Well, it hurts my back to do that. I'm stuck between two worlds here, and it sucks because literally the only position that actually works for me is laying down, and I fucking hate laying down. Let me move this chair out of the way a bit. That way I can walk around a little bit. But, oh wow, you guys can actually see the back of my head. Look at that. Look at this fat old man. Woo, yeah. Oh my God. Misty Rayborn, happy Sunday to you. Puppy did her first poop in the yard. Yay! That's awesome. She always does a great job. We're actually gonna. I'm gonna have her change it up and actually do the full Viking braid. That's the braid that comes all the way up to the front. So I'm gonna have her do that later this afternoon, and then you got to get these edges cleaned up already. Look at this. Look at this. They're already fuzzy. I'm gonna try to keep it trimmed up for the next couple months, because the less hair on the sides, the less I sweat, and the less hot I am. It's one of the reasons she chose this haircut for me, because I didn't do it myself. But I was going through a bunch of YouTube videos this morning, and I was like, my God, there are people getting in trouble all over the world for stupid shit. Well, thank you, Misty. Yeah, my legs, the sciatic on both sides, right and left. If I lay down on my side too long, my leg will go numb, and so will my arms. But there's something that did come up. You guys know last week I had my MRIs, and I don't want to give it out because I need to get verification. Let's just put it this way: it's not the best news. There's something in my back. Yeah, sciatic is a bitch. And I will need surgery, and I may need other treatment. So it's not good. Yeah, I'm not going to give too much away on it because I don't want everybody to flip out. Oh my God, he's dying. No, I'm not dying. As far as I know. Now that may be a complete fucking change when I get my, when I get the old colonoscopy. I may come back and tell you guys, hey guys, I'm a goner, but I don't know. Life is short. We have to make the best that we can out of it. And even though if the circumstances suck, like right now, yeah, you have to do what you can to be happy. Everybody knows what's going on in my life for the most part. We had the big hailstorm. My house is torn to shit. I'm unemployed, and I cannot get. I haven't tried recently, but I haven't been able to get unemployment as well as disability. It sucks. So if things are things. And we just simply move on with life and do the best we can, guys. Today is Father's Day. It is the day to be thankful that our fathers existed. In my case, both of them were assholes and go fuck themselves. Okay, see, now this is the problem. I'm standing up, my legs are fucking killing me, and now I gotta sit back down. Dang it. Now I got to move the microphone back down. See, I can only stand for just a little bit, guys. It sucks. Oh, good morning, Free Spirit. I think it's morning. I don't know if it's good or not. I already had my breakdown this morning, if y'all know what I mean. Everybody's going, my wife just woke up. My kids are still asleep, which is, that's fine. I don't mind. I like the peace and quiet in the morning. But, every morning I look up on the wall here and I see a picture of my daughter and I talk to her. And I was reminded today is Father's Day. And there's one person missing out of my family, and it's kicking my ass. I'll be honest with you guys. You know, I spent a number of months without a emotional breakdown, anything of that sort, and it's been happening more and more frequently lately. You know, I miss my daughter. That's what it is. And I don't know how to move forward from that point. I'm moving forward with life, but with that mentality of I'm missing my daughter and I cannot seem to get that focus out of my head. I don't know how to do that. And sadly enough, there hasn't been any sort of mental health availability for me out here. You know, Misty says, "Is there anything wrong with that?" Yes and no, because it becomes an overwhelming thought, and then I can't function with my daily life. I move forward, and I keep moving, and I keep exceeding to try to do better as she'd want me to do. But then I get those moments where I have to stop and I go, oh God, and then the memory of that day completely comes back to me. And it's like, so it is post-traumatic stress syndrome. I know what it is. A friend of mine who is a psychologist has already diagnosed me with it. But of course, since he's a close friend, he can't officially diagnose me with it. Figure that one out. you know. But it, there are some things that you just sit back and you think about it as a parent, and you go, well, what do we know? What do we do? And the best thing I've been able to come up with myself is keep laughing. And, that's why we make fun of Karens here. That's why we make fun of dumb cops sometimes. And, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I want to repeat this. I don't hate cops, right? I don't hate cops. Just like I don't hate all auditors. I do hate stupid auditors called frauditors. And I do hate bad and stupid cops because they give their professions, all of them, a bad name. And it's just like anything. I mean, I hate bad politicians. Oh, wait, I don't know if there's a good politician. Sorry. Step back. I hate politicians. However, you wouldn't really think about that if you're looking at my Twitter feed or X feed or whatever the fuck you want to call it, because it is now that, and my Facebook feed, it's all plastered with, Donald Trump, pro Donald Trump stuff, because I hate Joe Biden. And let's see. Oh, this is a message from my adopted daughter. So if you guys didn't know, the one thing that did give me a blessing was my daughter's best friend, Shannon. She actually named her daughter Tessa, which is my daughter's name. And I am now adopted because Shannon needs a family. Long story, don't want to get into it. It's her story to tell, but she needs a family and we love her a lot. So my wife and I, we adopted her. And we would love to do it legally if possible. If it didn't cost so damn much money. Jesus. Free Spirit says, I try to laugh at least once a day, even if it's at my expense. Yes, same. I laugh at myself all the time, guys. I am a 6'2" fat man. And, with long hair. Shaved sides and long hair. Ooh, I just noticed something. It. Oh, that's just the shape of my damn head. Okay. The shape of my skull's a little off. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Uh, I actually talked. Someone was on stream. He came into chat the other day. But I do want to show you guys this because let me see here. Screen share. And I think since this is in a different browser, we'll have to do it this way. Maybe entire screen, or can I do window? I frick if I know, because there's no audio to it. Move this over here. No, that's not it either. You know, it's crap like this that drives me absolutely bonkers. It really does. Let's see. There we go. Photos. All right. So let's bring this up here and let's put me down in the corner. Boom. So I was talking the other day, and I'm going to do a whole lot more about this, about the whole homesteading and you know, uh, survivalism and prepping type thing. Just being prepared in general, because if you're acting foolish, you're going to be foolish. But this was a number of years ago. This is one of the best years that we had for the yard garden. And oh look, okay, we see that. Look how beautiful that is. That looks so much better than grass, in my opinion. As long as you can keep the weeds out. There's my old '77 Suburban. I miss that thing. K20 Suburban, guys. Oof. Yeah, this is back when I still had my little RV. Get this, my wife was actually driving the Suburban, and I ended up driving the RV back and forth to work because it was only a little, 18 footer. And it was hilarious because I go on my lunch break at the office and I'd crawl in the back and fall asleep. But yeah, I mean, and this work fed our family for 2 winters because the next year we didn't have a good season. Yeah, look at all those carrots right there. Carrots, cabbage. I can't remember what was up in the front here. Had corn over here. Had some sort of squash right there. Although this up here was the dumbest thing ever. Right here, that's all dill. It took me forever to kill that. There's the tomatoes. Oh, that was pumpkin and honeydew over here. Yeah, pumpkin and honeydew with more corn on the side. And vacation photos, chat. By the way, what are you guys doing? You're just sitting there, just watching, and I'm like, come on, communicate, man. You know what? We're gonna do this. Let's see. Hide that. Invite guest. Copy. We're gonna throw it up on here for. We're gonna open it up just for fun. There you all go. Anybody wants to join in and just sit here and BS, feel free to join. I don't want any serious conversation because I've had enough of my somber mood. I want to lighten things up, have some fun. Oh, this is Pruitt Reservoir. here in Colorado. Now, funny enough, this is at low part of the year, and it was actually taken in, I think this was in August, and you could walk out 200 yards and not be ankle, not be knee deep. Uh, Most of the time, it was, this is an island, and it would be burying those trees. But I fished day in, day out, night in, night out. I just sat there and fished for a week straight. That's the thing I love to do most, and that's the thing I hate to catch, carp. Yeah, that year there was a tornado just to the west of the lake there. You could actually see it brewing over there that night. We didn't get nothing. We didn't even hardly feel wind, but yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Minimize. Hey, not what the heck is this thing doing? For the love of God.
Attention, brace yourselves.
No, I don't want that. You need to go away. Gee, mini chat. I don't even know what I'm doing. Let's see. Let me go into another folder here. But those are my best memories as a father, is being out at the lake with my kids. That's the one time, because of my type of job, that I actually got to spend an actual large amount of time with them. So, I mean, and it was beneficial to the heart. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, look, there's some more yard garden photos here. This is a couple years. Yeah, no, this would have been a couple years before. Yeah, this would have been year before. Yeah, 2 years before the last one. Let's see. Let's bring this up. But same thing. We just, every year, same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, so this would have been further back because I had just, it was later that year. I put in the center of the yard there, I put a giant flagpole that annoyed the shit out of the neighbors. I put a 30-foot flagpole up. Then the wind tore it down 2 years after that, 3 years after that. Oh, there's my little house, you guys. Actually, let's go back here and let me show you. This is the south side of the house. This is the east side of the house. These sides didn't get hit by the hailstorm that much. They did get hit. There is damage, but it looks nothing like the pictures that I've shown you of the west and the north side. The west and the north side are just absolutely horrible. And that was when my fence was brand new still. That's how long ago this was. You go back and look at these types of things, and sometimes you go, well, God, why can't I do that again? And sometimes you go, I need to do that again. And if I can get if once I can get my, not if, once I can get my body into a position where I'm able to stand and move about, this is going to happen. I'm going to do this because it was so enjoyable, because, coming home after work and taking my little bucket seat that I made, sitting down and just picking weeds. It was relaxing, you know? Oh, and I've been wanting to show you guys this for a long time, but I keep forgetting to find pictures. This, that is, that was the pickup that I ended up selling because sadly we needed money. That was my 94 F-250 custom. It had a 1.5 ton rear end underneath it with the suspension. Front suspension was beefed up, full tow package. Had a fifth wheel underneath the camper shell. That thing, big old monster 460 engine. I love that truck. Now it belongs to a buddy of mine. I sold it to him, and it's changed quite a bit. It don't look the same anymore. But it, 90, yeah, it had 97,000 original miles on it, and when I sold it at 116,000. So for a 94 pickup to be sold with that few of miles, it was worth well more than I sold it for. I sold it for 6,500, and it ended up that I could have sold it for 12,500. But at the time, I didn't know that. Shit happens. I keep looking at the chat, and y'all are just being quiet as fuck. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I lost chat. I don't know. That's all right. I'm going to sit here and just do my thing. Talk and talk and talk. Oh, God. You may start the day out as a bad day or a somber day. It's your choice whether to keep it that way or not. And, somebody had asked me if we get a lot of foggy days where I live here. And here, check that out. We get a lot of foggy days, summer and winter. Oh, I know. I know everybody's still here. I can see the numbers. It's just everybody's getting coffee or whatever. It's fine. I'm just chilling, have a good time. And today's stream probably won't be the longest ever, but I just want to sit here and have a good time. You know, let's see here, and just for me, it's just going back through and just enjoying some memories. Because it is Father's Day, and I'm gonna do what the hell I want. So if all don't like it, sit there, just sit there and watch me. Oh yeah, and reflecting back on those trips, the trips and everything else, it is such a fun time. Oh, let's see. There's the first pheasant my daughter shot. Here you go, guys. There's one for you. That was the first time I took my daughter out, and she caught a bird, and I caught a bird. God, I was so much thinner back then. That's the way I want. That's the size I'm trying to get back down to, guys. I was 230 pounds then. I still had the dad bod going on. That's what I'm still looking for. That I'm going back to that. I don't give a damn what happens. For each person, I've been missing my dad. In a sense, I'm missing my stepdad. My dad, both of them were freaking assholes, and both of them were abusive. But my stepdad actually did something. He actually taught me stuff, and I'm thankful for that because I wouldn't be the man I am today and be the type of parent I am if it wasn't for him. And this is my old dog, Indy. She passed away a long time ago. I talked to her about her a couple streams ago. But, we're just going through, and I'm actually looking for something very specific. Very specific. There we go. This picture right here is one of my best memories. So we went on vacation to Jackson Lake here in Colorado, and I was out just right there past that red tent over on the rocks there fishing, and I caught that saw guy there. It's not a walleye, that's a saw guy, and that is a legitimate reaction from my daughter. She'd never seen a fish that big before, not in real life. It was hilarious. And it's one of my best memories. And she's like, "Oh my god!" She, I was like, it was great. You just sit back as a dad, and you're like, you know what? It's all good. Look at that. Here's another picture of almost thin me. Almost thin, not quite. Yeah, I make fun of my weight a lot, chat, because I'm pretty thick. I know that. So here's something for you guys. Here's something for you guys. Every time I picked up a new boat, because I used to get junk boats. Oh yeah, saugeye are really good eating, just like walleye. So I used to go pick up junk boats and restore them and sell them, right? I picked this guy up. I think it was in Paoli, Colorado, or something like that. And whenever I bought a boat, this is how outdoorsy my daughter was. Every time I bought a boat, and this is going to be hilarious because she comes walking out the door. You can see her right there in that picture. You see her? Let me go back. You see her in that picture right there? Right there. Right in that area. Right there. Right in there. See it? Watch this shit. This is hilarious. She's walking out with cleaning supplies. I had just gotten the boat. Our city's got some weird rules, so. Oh, hell yeah. Catfish. Damn right. Love me some black and cat. Catfish nuggets. Oh, good stuff. But, so we'd pulled the boat up, and I had gotten it off of the trailer and got it up onto, some stands that I made to hold it. She's the first one into it. That boat was spotless clean in 2 hours. Fillets? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Breaded fillets, a little bit of Cajun seasonings. Oh, my goodness. I love hot, foods. So that's the problem. That's the reason I can never live in Louisiana, guys, is because I would be much fatter than I am now. But see, there's another. I had three boats at that point. That one right there, this little guy right here, was worth a ton of money. I found out because there were only 300 and no 3,500 of them made in the United States, and of those there were an estimated 50 surviving, and I had one of them. That boat I actually ended up selling to a guy for like $8,000. That was a long time ago. Damn it. Wish I still had the boat. I could have some money right now. And that was my 10 piece of crap. I bought it for 500 bucks from a buddy, and that was my floating beer can. That boat was made during World War II, and it was a pre-stamp. That's the reason for the way those ribbings are is for structural strength. And if you there's a video out there of how they made those, and they just take a giant ass sheet of sheet metal. No, that one was aluminum. I'm sorry, it was aluminum, and they'd stamp it and fold it and weld it up. It was the simplest boat you've ever seen in your entire life. And I actually have a video of my wife and I fishing on it, and you can hear the water. It's hilarious. But I redid that one. I did that little red one in painted it blue, and I sold that boat for a lot of money without an engine too, which was hilarious. That thing was gorgeous when I got done with it. Didn't have a lot of space or anything covered to work on, but I always found a way to get it done. And that's my son Alex, and he actually does enjoy doing stuff like this occasionally. The only thing I wish I could have done differently on that is the total boat paint that I had used did not hold up as well as I wanted to. So I ended up switching over to an automotive paint, and it worked really, really well until certain things started happening. The Just as soon as that boat started twisting, it would start cracking, and I forgot to put any rubberizing agents into it. Why is my phone doing this? But the link is in chat, guys, if anybody wants to just hop in and just BS with me, because, I'm just here. I'm going to be just blabbing my mouth off. I got absolutely no plan for today's show or anything like that. I'm just here to have some fun. Hey, you guys want to see the inside of my aquarium? This was my first saltwater aquarium before it burst. Before it burst. I can't zoom in that. That's weird. It was nice and pretty. This is the same aquarium when it was young. It was a long time before it burst. Catfish and gator melt in your mouth when deep fried right. You're damn right. And Miss Cynthia is in. I don't know if she's ready or not, but hey, Ro.
Good morning.
How's you?
I'll be fine except for the smoke.
Well, just light a cigarette. Join them. If you can't beat them, join them.
You would think after all these years I'd be used to this, but I'm not. Having a fire in your backyard is new fun.
No, I don't imagine it would be. I've had a fire right next to me, and it took me weeks to actually recover from that. So I get it.
I was
Here's a
watching.
really funny.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was
I was just gonna say,
watching.
here's a really funny photo, real quick here. That is my daughter and my dog Indy. Guess which end of my dog that my daughter's facing?
I'm assuming she's asleep.
Oh yeah, both of them are. This was taken in the pop-up camper that we had out at Bonnie Reservoir, and what ended up happening was my daughter fell asleep on her side, and my dog was right next to her. Well, then she rolled over, and my dog moved a little bit, and my daughter had her face in her butt. So before we woke her up, we had to get a picture. You know that.
Oh yes, hold it over their heads when they grow up.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh, nothing much. This morning there's a channel that I actually call her the fire goddess, but she was on this morning looking at cameras, Northern California, and an area near where the Paradise Fire, like, had, just not that far from it. She starts looking at the camera. We're all looking at it, and there's like this little smoke, and we're hearing nothing on the scanners. And about 15 minutes later, still nothing. So she got in through TWID action, what do you want to call it, and notify the department. Took them about 10 minutes before all the alarms went off.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just, we don't know if she was the first one to report it, but 25 minutes into a fire, no response.
That's
We got our hands
like
full
not
right
good.
now. But anyway, that's enough
That's
about
like
fire.
getting your ass chewed out right there. That's what that is.
So it's going to be a busy day here in the state of California. And happy Father's Day to anybody who's listening.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see here. Maybe the California fire is just God's way of saying burn.
Well, I've been dealing with them since I was a little kid growing up in Simi. It's like a once a year event.
Let's see. Well, there's the Gorman area fire that burns 3,500 acres. That was 13 hours ago, is the latest update on that.
Um, my understanding was it's over 11,000. Let me check my site. Let's see here.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. An LA County firefighter got killed in an explosion a couple hours ago.
Um, no,
Oh,
that
that was a
was
week ago.
the actually it's about 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
Um,
Yeah,
loader blew up.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, we're over 11,000 uh, in acreage with zero containment on the Gorman. It's called a post fire.
Yeah.
And and our Hesperia fire here is like 7%, and we're about ready to hit the 1,200 mark. But at least it's more out in the desert.
You know, and it to me the wildfires in California are just like really strange because you would think that there wouldn't be that many with as much rain as that state has had this year.
Oh, it just made
But they're
everything
sparking up
grow.
all over.
The foliage in the state of
Yeah.
California has absolutely popped because of the Pineapple Express that we got, plus late rains prior to our middle of spring. It was still coming down here and there.
Let's see, where is let's bring this up here. My radar app actually has a live map of all the wildfires in the United States.
Was that the
Oddly
government
enough,
incident web?
other than California, it doesn't show a single one. Does that show bias? I think that shows bias, honestly.
What, the United States or just California?
That half the maps that I have that do live wildfire, notifications, don't have anything in California ever. It's hilarious.
Biggest mistake that California has made is they're no longer our fire management's gone to hell.
I don't
It's
think
like that
your guys'
there's no
fire.
money
I,
there.
I am. My grandfather used to bitch about that like
Our fire management's gone.
40 years ago. So I don't think they've ever had decent fire management. Because there's such a thing as controlled burns are needed. Fire lines are needed. You have to do maintenance on these things. I mean, you're more of an expert than I am, but that's the extent that I know.
Yes, we still need to be doing fire management where we're making fires. So
Yeah,
that basically is pretty much stopped. I don't know what Sacramento County's doing because they've got a lot of open area, and
they
I think
they'll
they're still burning. But I know Northern California does have a little bit of prescribed fire. They were supposed to do 2 today, and they've been canceled.
You know, there's a, oh my gosh, what is this? It's 13 hours ago. 13 hours ago. I don't know. But no, I have found a new reason not to move into many more states. As much as the legalization of marijuana has been a good thing for the medical industry, medical help for people, it has absolutely sucked in the manner of how the state spends that money and lies about it in every single state.
Yes.
I watched a report on that yesterday while I was chilling out, and it absolutely shocked me. The state of Colorado, they always say, "Oh, we got billions of dollars in tax revenue from marijuana," and it made me think about something. How?
I'd like to know what they're doing with it. And
No,
they don't
no.
disclose it.
Think about this logistically for a moment. How do they get tax revenue? Federally, marijuana is still illegal, which means that if you are a marijuana distributor without special licensing, like being a medical distributor, you can't deposit your money in any bank.
Marijuana industry is huge here in California.
Uh huh. California has special exemptions. They actually have something written into the laws in California state. I actually looked into this quite a bit back when the Colorado was trying to legalize it, as back, was it 2013 or 2016, whatever it was, 2013. And California has special provisions written into their law so that people can utilize banks, but you can't utilize a federal bank to deposit your money for your marijuana business. You have to use a state bank or something locally owned. So it makes me wonder, here in Colorado, there's no provision like that. So you're not allowed to deposit your money anywhere. If you're caught by the feds, you lose everything.
Banks are crazy.
Yeah, but they won't. But then again, we also have banks out there that won't let you buy a freaking firearm with their credit card. I'm just, I don't know.
Now, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Chase Bank, Bank of America. There's a number of them out there that have anti-firearm provisions now. So what dealers actually end up doing is in the purchase, they will purposely mislabel it so that the credit card purchase will go through, but give you a
Thank
proper
you.
receipt for it.
Thank you for telling me that because I'm getting ready to go get myself a handgun.
Yeah. So you have to be real careful and find out which and it's not even like entirely all of Chase. A lot of it is Chase that is in only specific areas. And I don't understand the corporate thought process behind that, but same thing with Bank of America, and there's like 4 or 5 different banks out there, as well as online places. I found out PayPal used to do that too. I couldn't pay with my PayPal card. I have a PayPal, debit card, and I actually went to the gun shop to go buy ammunition once, and they wouldn't let me. It would just fail constantly, even though it's linked directly into my bank account. But since I use a local bank, I was able to buy the ammunition with my normal bank card.
Are you talking ATM?
No, not cash.
Just
I'm just talking, just using it as like a credit card.
Jeez. Makes
I
me
know.
wonder if I need to walk in with cash. Does anybody accept cash for guns?
I don't know. You live in California. I couldn't tell you. You guys are weird.
Oh, I yeah, I think I don't know if I said I probably let you in on this. They're trying to pass legislation here where we have to, just like the DMV, go and re-register our guns once a year with a fee. The
Uh huh.
fee is to run the registration. I dare them.
Yep. And that'll never happen because it's deemed completely unconstitutional. It's like the ATF recently just threw down and basically bitch slapped the ATF and
They
said
had
you
it
can't do the
coming.
bump stock ban. And the state of Colorado, our attorney general is now going, we need to ban these on the state level because it makes every gun into a machine gun and it makes you fire 200 rounds a minute. Can he get any dumber? I can pull the trigger faster than that thing works. The bump stock is a novelty, and all it does is spray and pray because you can't aim for shit with an automatic weapon. Everybody knows that.
I would rather have somebody who's gone crazy shooting without taking out a bunch of people. So if they're, I mean, this may sound crazy, but if they're going to go shoot, I would rather they have a good aim while they're doing it. Less people
Yeah,
getting hurt.
if you're gonna shoot me dead because if you leave me alive, I'm going to rip you to pieces. That's the thing, is uh, if you're gonna go into a group of adults and do something so horrendously bad like that, at least have the decency to be accurate.
Didn't that bump stock thing stem from the shooting in uh
Vegas.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Yeah, the ATF also got bitch slapped because the Supreme Court also threw down the hammer and said no, you can't limit pistol braces either. Well, that made them even more mad because they think that
ooh.
a pistol brace makes it a rifle. Try to shoot an AR pistol or an AK pistol with a brace as a rifle. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get one hell of a bruised up shoulder and you're going to get brass thrown straight into your eyes.
That possibly break your clavicle. The recoil on
Because
that's
one, it
heavy.
is so short, there's no recoil control there. That's the whole purpose behind the pistol brace so you can shoot it accurately and control the recoil. I mean, my personal opinion is those pistol rifles are stupid. Just get a rifle because oh, I'm going to conceal carry my AR pistol rifle. What? No, my AR pistol. I don't think so. You're not going to do that. I mean, there's a lot of things in the gun industry that I think are completely dumb, uh, but they're still legal because they're legal. You know, Free Spirit says open carry should be the law of the land. Ironically, it should. It really should. However, and I do believe the Second Amendment should be absolute. That's why I believe we should get rid of the really stupid people.
I agree.
I am a
Because
firm believer.
the criminals are going to get their hands on these guns no matter what. It just drives up the prices, and those people who legitimately have those weapons are the ones in the end that are going to suffer because they're going to do their best to get our guns.
Oh yeah, yeah. I I think it's absolutely funny because I was talking about this the other day that all these places go, oh well, look, the UK banned guns and Australia banned guns and Canada. No, none of those places banned guns. For God's sake, stop saying banned guns. They did not. As a matter of fact, Australia has reversed most of their decision on their semi-automatic ban, and their parliament or whatever the hell they have publicly stated that they kind of regret doing the whole we're running over everything with a steamroller just to prove a point. Dumbest damn PR move ever. Because what happened? It was real simple. Criminals found other ways to hurt people. Home invasions went up like 90% because people had no way to protect themselves. So stabbings, beatings with bats and pipes, hammers were a big thing in both the UK and in Australia for a number of years. And in the UK, battery acid was a big one, wasn't it, Dale? Battery acid. Battery acid and big ass knives.
This may sound a little crazy, but you do not want to enter my home unless I know you're there in the middle of the night, because you will get hit with a hatchet.
Hatchets work.
Yes, they work really well. But like they're a little more scarier than the gun.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how in the UK the whole battery acid came about. It's like, what genius came up with that freaking idea?
You lost me.
In the UK, there was a bunch of attacks on people with battery acid. It was a big thing, and I'm like, what genius, criminal came up with that idea? Because it made no sense to me.
Wow,
Of course,
I did not know that.
there's a lot of there's a lot of things. Who in the hell thought eating squid or octopus was a good idea? I'm just saying. But and by the way, everybody, this is just conversation. Opinions are everybody's own, not excessively of myself. My opinions are mine. Everybody else's opinions are theirs. And if you don't like my opinion, I don't really give a shit.
If somebody out there in the chat's got a subject matter, fire it up. Let us know.
Entering my home would be a very bad idea unless invited. People don't want to even come to my house when they are invited.
Are you one of those scary neighbors?
There's been home invasions in my community since we've lived here for the last over 20 years now. 21, 22 years, something like that. But our house has never been invaded. They've damaged our vehicles, but they've never bothered coming into my home. And we did have one kid that jumped the fence for some unknown reason, and I scared the living piss out of him when I walked outside with a 12 gauge and had that, that beautiful. But he never made it to the house. My entire neighborhood knows that if you come over to my place with nefarious purposes, you're probably not leaving. And if you do, it's going to be in a very, very black bag that has a zipper on it. If not, I'll just bury you. And I'll call 811. Don't worry about that. I'll call 811. Because there's all sorts of shit buried in my backyard, when it comes to cables and shit. I can't even put up a goddamn fence anymore without having to call that place.
What is your
But an
811 there?
nice. Huh?
What is your 811 there? Is that your dig alert or
It's
something?
yeah, it's call before you dig.
Dig alert.
And then dig alert, and then they come out within 48 hours and mark off everything, and it's a nice service because they forgot to do it when they installed the fiber optics in my house.
Oopsie.
Yeah.
Are the plans
Arnold
filed?
Larson says, I recommend a crossbow from a German manufacturer that has a magazine and a half magazine loader for home defense. Goes through. Now that's an interesting thought. A crossbow. I have a handheld crossbow. I use it to kill mice. There's a long story behind that. But that is interesting, Arnold. That is very interesting. What's the manufacturer of that? Do you know? I
I'd
like
like to know.
crossbows. I like bows, crossbows, all sorts of stuff. As a matter of fact, there's that new that air rifle that came out a few years back that's now being classified as a bow because it shoots arrows.
I haven't seen that
That thing
one.
is I'll bring it up here. This thing is like awesome.
Careful showing guns right now. The YouTube channel just got taken down for it. Not just the stream, but I mean literally channels down right now.
Yeah, you know what? They can bite me. I have my First Amendment right to speak and show what I want. And here's the thing about YouTube, YouTube, Facebook, and all these other damn places. They are simply platforms. They are not, you know, they don't have the legal responsibility to control what we say and do. Under the federal regulations, they actually break the law by doing it, even though the federal government says we want you to do it. So, they're a platform, not a publisher. If they were a publisher, they would own all the rights to all of our media. They are a platform. They allow individuals to post crap on their site, which we have to follow very basic rules. However, those rules cannot violate U.S. law. So they can go piss off. Yeah, it's the Benjamin Airbow 450. This thing, I gotta share this screen because this thing is just too damn cool. I got way too much crap open already, and we're just an hour into stream. What the frick, man? Yeah, here we go. Check that baby out. That is so cool.
What's the price tag on that?
$700.
Is that all?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have not a crossbow, but an actual, a good compound bow that was actually worth more than $1,500. And this thing just takes CO2 air. I mean, it's PCP hour. You fill it up with a damn air compressor. Oh, the tactical repeating crossbow by Cobra. I looked it up. Yes, yes. I've seen that before. Here, check this thing out. These things are like cool. Let me copy that, and we'll bring that up here real quick. Go away. Yeah, check this thing out. The AR-6. It's
Okay,
pretty much the same exact thing.
now
This is a
that's like
pistol
just a
model.
handgun.
Yeah,
Is that a handgun
it's a
type
pistol.
style?
Yeah, it's a pistol style. Yeah,
What are the laws on securing one of those?
I have no idea.
I'm going to check for California. Now, does that shoot just an arrow, or can you shoot pellets with it?
That one shoots bolts only. It's because crossbows shoot bolts. They don't shoot arrows. Bolts have a thicker base and they're much shorter. Now going back, let's see, where was it?
I'm thinking that would be a better investment
Yeah,
for me than shooting.
this is the exact model that Arnold was talking about. Visit site. Thank you. Let me open the damn thing. Yes, I'm in the United States. Now shut up. Share this tab. Thank you. There we are. So I have no idea that what country that cost is in, but I know it's not $60,000.
I
Yeah,
was gonna go out.
this
Go ahead.
yeah. Arnold said that's the pistol version. The Cobra version should have a heavier draw. This is This here's the Cobra. Uh, this thing is just. I've seen this before. It is just too cool. I mean, you just imagine, going, just coming up in the living room with this thing, and instead of just a red dot, you put a laser on it as well. Oh, short range, the accuracy would be insane.
Yeah, I need that one for home use. First of all, I will not kill birds. Okay, to make that very clear. But I've got a crow problem where I live, and they're just partying on my roof, and I don't need an alarm clock in the morning. So I was getting ready to go get a plastic pellet gun just to shoot past them, which could get
Mm-hmm.
expensive for the pellets. But I'm thinking if I got one of those, I don't know, and just shoot past them just to scare them off the roof, I can retrieve the arrow.
Well, I mean, if you are unless you make enough noise, it's not going to really scare them off a lot.
Well, I just know I'm getting tired of them putting their scavenging food down some of the areas of my roofing.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that.
Oh, when I first got this house, actually started getting this really bad smell, and I could
Mm-hmm.
not for the life of me figure out what it was. I knew it was dead something. And what I discovered was that the covers on the vent pipes and stuff on this house they weren't there. And so I had crows
Ew.
hiding their leftover food down the pipes. That was really expensive to have cleaned out. I've got covers on it, but they're still up there camping out. I'm tired of throwing rocks at them.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Actually, what I need to get is a slingshot.
Oh, plastic owls. Have you tried plastic owls
Yep, they just laugh at them.
or fake dead crows?
No, I don't know if that will work. I'm right on the golf course. The one thing I do have is I have an owl, a live one, and it sits on my flagpole for about 2 hours at night hunting in my backyard. I just wish it would come out during the day.
Well, they're owls are night creatures, so
Yeah.
that's why the plastic owls are just generally recommended. Um, but I know one of the things that they did here at our golf course to get rid of the pigeons. We have a pigeon issue as well as a goose issue down in the wintertime. Is they actually installed outdoor speakers and they just played a screeching sound, and that just made them. They only had to do that for like I think 12 or 15 days, and the damn things never came back, ever.
I'll have to tell you about the
I,
Marina Del Rey bird war one of these days.
I mean, it. There was another. Well, one of the other things that we use to deter birds around here is tannerite. So that's also how we get rid of groundhogs, but that's another story.
We've got ground squirrels here, and we
Same
are
thing,
using
groundhogs,
our
ground squirrels.
22s on them. We
That's how I
actually have
target
permission
rifles.
from our HOA to shoot them, and we are.
Yeah, that's how we target rifles. Is we go 100 yards out, and just as soon as one pops its head above the ground, we see if we can erase it from existence.
I'm going to do what Shizzy did. I'm getting one of those squirrel punches.
The hell's a squirrel punch?
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
Did I miss that?
Oh, yes, and he got one. He's got squirrels all over the place. And this thing, it runs on an air cartridge, I think about 10 squirrels per cartridge. And it has
Mm-hmm.
bait up in it, and they stick their head up there, trigger it, goes, done.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
You didn't know about that.
No, I've never heard of that. No.
I'm wanting a squirrel cat at this point.
You know, we have a neighbor that's about he's about 3 blocks over. He actually has a cannon that so when you go 3 blocks north of me, it's actually considered out of city limits, and he's right. Half of his property is in city limits, half is out. And so he has a cannon that he just does this for shits and grins, not for any purpose, just to piss off the city for the most part. 3 times a week, he loads that sucker up and he will fire it with no ammo in it, just for the boom. And it will rattle every house around here, and all the people that have, oh my God, it's scary. They cry to the city, and there's nothing the city can do about it. They've even tried annexing his land, the rest of his land, and the county's like, no. He's one of the coolest old guys ever. Yeah, I would love to be his actual neighbor. I would buy the gunpowder for him.
My only
It
experience
would.
with
What
cannons
was that
is the
song?
tall ships.
What was that song that had all the cannons in it? Damn it.
1812?
Yeah,
Bing, bing. Okay.
yeah. I would literally have that running like 24 hours a day in real life. Just have the instrumentals, and I'll be doing the whole. I'll do the cannon part. I can play that. I don't need arthritis. Won't fix. Has no bearing on that.
You've given me an idea about installing some speakers outside and using sound effects.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think of that one.
Well, what you could do is just take a Bluetooth speaker and turn the damn thing up and put it on. Um, you know, put it on an extension cord or something. Keep it charged all the time. Or they got those rock ones. The Bluetooth rocks
Mm-hmm.
that plug into 110 power. And just anytime you get a bat of crows out there, just hit an owl screech or something, or a cannon. They'll leave. Shot it with cracker shells, that'll work too. But you got to be careful when you're talking about actual firearms, even in some counties. Um, you know, the whole Biden philosophy of just step outside your back porch, point it up in the air, and just fire a couple rounds out of that double barrel. That will get you a felony and get you arrested, even especially in town, but also in a lot of counties and parishes in the U.S. Just saying, be careful with the local laws. Bears don't like cracker shells. Bears don't like a 45 to the head either. See, the one thing that I've never been known for is I love nature and I love animals, and I am a conservationist. However, if an animal comes after me, it is me versus them, and I'm going to win. The last hike I was on, because I've always carried when I'm out in nature. Always, I don't care what I'm doing. If I'm out in nature, I'm covering. Yeah. I'm Perky Pig today. I carry. And I had a wildlife officer stop me once when I was out doing just this normal hike. And he goes, "Why are you carrying?" I said, "Because there are mountain lions in this area." He goes, "Not too many, but yeah, they're out here." And I said, "Yeah, and I don't want to become food." He's like, "Well, you know, it's illegal to shoot one without a permit." And I said, "If it's coming after me, it's me versus them, and the law says I can take them out." I said, "You want a mafia scene or you want a one-on-one killing? Because if it's a mafia scene, then I'm going to have all the boys out here. We're going to just wipe them all out." I didn't, and he understood what I was saying. Is, stop harassing people about legal activity. Because the whole idea is Colorado's an open carry state, regardless of what you're doing. You shouldn't be harassing people about, carrying. Ever.
You
That
know,
was one of the few
after
times. I don't even get harassed here in town.
I am seriously considering moving to Colorado precisely because of their gun laws. I mean, I was
And I'm
born and
getting ready to
raised here.
leave Colorado because of the liberalism.
Well, I'm looking for a
Our
place
laws
I
are,
can hide and just
I,
relax.
I go to Oklahoma then, or Arkansas.
Well, I don't want to be in Tornado Alley.
Well, Colorado's a tornado alley too.
I know, but not as much. And so
I
is
mean,
California. We have tornadoes here.
there's tornadoes everywhere. That's what people don't understand. It's quite interesting. Iowa's open carry. Yes, it is. Uh, I actually have a document that gets updated. It's a Google Doc that gets updated by a national, by the NAJR. It has all the open carry and concealed carry states and reciprocity and all that bullshit on it. Wyoming. Wyoming is constitutional carry. Oklahoma is constitutional carry. Uh, Nebraska, I think, is constitutional. Kansas, I think, is constitutional now.
I looked up that map recently. I think I'll look it up again right now.
Well, you do that, and then I'm going to remove some. We're going to go find a piece of music just for fun, and I'm going to remove all the vocals and see what it sounds like. Because, like
By
I
the
said,
way,
today is for whatever day.
you've been putting out some really good stuff. And what you
Oh, thank
did
you.
for Shenny, that was awesome.
Oh, if y'all haven't heard that, let me play it here for you real
That
quick.
is so good. It is so her. And the laugh at the end.
Well, she did the laugh. She added that. I didn't do that. So,
Oh, she added that?
yeah,
Oh,
she added that at the end. So, let's see here. Let's share this tab instead. And
If you haven't met me, honey, you ain't seen the storm. There's a song they wrote about me, keeps my heart warm. If you expected less from me, that's your mistake. I've been held in all my lives, ain't no soul to fake. Riding high, riding free, never bound by chains. My spirit's wild, can't be tamed. Through the joys and pains, every town, every road, they know my name. I've been held in all my lives, I ain't changing my game. From the ballrooms to the back streets, I made my mark with a heart of fire, always chasing that spark.
that's the basis of the song. If you want to listen to the whole song, go over to Shinny Graham's page. I'm sure she will play it for you. Shinny Graham Shell Rock. So, and then I also wrote this the other day while I was talking on her stream.
Out on the prairie where the wind blows free, I remember stories
that were told to me about men of honor riding through the dust with hearts of steel and a code of trust. But now the silence echoes through the canyons wide. I'm searching for the spirits that used to ride. Where did the real cowboys go? The ones who rode with pride and grit through the rain and snow. They faced the wild with a fearless heart. Now I'm left wondering, where did they depart? In the bars and taverns, you won't find their trace. Just shadows and legends in this lonesome place. They stood for justice, lived by their own creed. Now it's just a memory of a dying breed. With every sunset fading on the dusty trail, I'm haunted by the question in the night winds wail. Where did the real cowboys go? The ones who rode with pride and grit through the rain and snow. They faced the wild with a fearless heart. Now I'm left wondering, where did they depart? Oh, the campfire's burning low beneath the starry sky. I can hear their laughter like a ghostly sigh. In the tales of old, their spirits still reside. But where are the riders of the open wide? Where did the real cowboys go? The ones who rode with pride and grit through the rain and snow. They faced the wild with a fearless heart. Now I'm left wondering, where did they depart? So I'll ride these empty trails in the pale moon's glow, singing for the cowboys from so long ago. With every whisper of the wind, I'll know that their spirits still lie where the wildflowers grow. Oh, the campfire's burning low beneath the starry sky. I can hear their laughter like a ghostly sigh. In the tales of old, their spirits still reside. But where are the riders of the open wide? Oh, the campfire's burning low beneath the starry sky. I can hear their laughter like a ghost.
And for those everybody just that have just recently and joined and don't understand my music, I actually write music for everything. And I do mean everything. And this one here is one that I wrote for my wife just the other day. Little old school country.
Met you cat beneath the southern sky 28 years ago. You were wild as the wind, sweet as the midnight glow, with a heart so true and eyes that saw my soul. You've been my rock, my anchor through the highs and lows. Cat, you're my heart, my soul, my guiding star. For 28 years, you've been right where you are. Looking forward to 50 more with you by my side. With love like ours,
You need to feel like you
we'll
put your
take
dancing
life
shoes
in
on.
stride.
Your dancing shoes.
Through the storms and sunshine, you stood by me. A love so deep, it's like the endless sea. With every laugh, every tear, our bond grew strong. You've been my melody, my life's sweetest song. Cat, you're my heart, my soul, my guiding star. For 28 years, you've been right where you are. Looking forward
I don't know. I
50
love
more.
the steel guitar. I always
With
have.
you by my side, with love like ours, we'll take life in stride. Ride these.
And the song continues, but yeah. So that is some of the music that I have written, and I did want to show you guys because there's been questions. I've actually had some DMs in the last couple of months that I've kind of ignored about because I've talked about it repeatedly. What do I carry? What is my open carry choice? And I'm just going to show you guys. Let's see if I can find the right screen. There we go. Throw me over there. All right, perfect. This is my open carry. This gun is made in 1954. Anybody guess what it is? Here, I'll put it up closer. See what it is? There. I like old weapons.
What is that? What's the caliber?
7.62 by 25. I can tell you it's not American made.
I've not seen one of those.
It's not a 9 Mike 9. Nope. That's a TT-33. What ouch? What's ouch? No, that's a Tokarov TT-33. It's hard to find shells. Yes, it is. However, it's easy to make your own ammunition. I reload. And the ammunition for it is actually pretty unique. Free Spirit is absolutely correct. One of the few places you can get it from is Cellar and Bellet. It's a 9mm round with a 357 powder load. It's called the Overpenetrator. Otherwise, I call it my 2-for-1 terrorist killer. No, I've never actually pulled it out on a person, so and I bought it because it was dirt cheap when I bought them. When they came over as surplus inventory from Russia and China. They were literally $99 handguns. They were cheaper than anything on the market, and I wanted a handgun because I didn't have one at the time. When I had met my wife, my previous fiance was, well, let's put it this way. She made me get rid of my guns and my motorcycles. So, yeah. And I was an idiot child at the time, and I did it. So, it was the whole matter of I wanted a firearm for home protection and for carrying. And I fell in love with this thing because it is the easiest gun on the planet to shoot. It has the perfect recoil. The recoil ratio is absolutely awesome, and it shoots dead. I mean, with those old ass sights on it, they are dead nuts on. I can shoot a pattern at 20 yards, the size of a 50-cent piece, and empty the mag.
What are
So
those
I
selling
love
for
that
now?
pattern.
What are they selling for
About
now? You ever looked it up?
about 300. They're about $300, but you're better off getting one of the copies that are 9 millimeter. There's a company called was it Noriko, something like that, that makes copies, and you can get them in the original caliber or you can get them in 9 millimeter. Just get one in 9. I actually have the 9 millimeter conversion kit for this. It's simply a barrel exchange and a seal, and I won't do it because I actually shot it with the 9 millimeter conversion and it shoots differently for me. Remember, I'm a big guy, and this is I mean, it's a very heavy weapon. It's 3 ounces difference from a 1911, from an original 1911. There's even a guy out there that is doing 45 cal conversions, and that thing's insane. Because you have to remanufacture the slide, and it looks all bulky and kind of weird looking. But yeah, I mean, those are a very very good weapon. It was kind of like when the SKSs first got imported in the U.S. You could buy an SKS for, I think it was $169 back in the mid early 90s. There's a lot of those the import weapons that you can get really really cheap that are surplus military stuff. So that's where I like buying military grade stuff because it doesn't break. The Ruger 57, yes, that's a good weapon. I'm actually really partial to revolvers myself, believe it or not, but I can't afford to buy the match set that I want. So I one of the first you got to drop, catch up next time. Have a good one, Dale. Have a good one, my friend.
See ya.
Appreciate you being here. One of my favorite weapons that my stepdad actually gave to me was a Colt Diamondback, which I would really, really wish that I would have kept because they're worth thousands now because they're extraordinarily rare. But it was a Colt Diamondback in 357 with an 8-inch barrel. So it was a big gun. It was target gun. And I had a spare set for it to take it down to a 6-inch, but the 8-inch was so fun to shoot because it had a bull barrel on it. Stupidly accurate.
Oh, I'm going to be on mute for a moment. I'm going to be on mute.
Have at it. But yeah, Chad, I mean, if you're talking home defense and stuff like that, don't go out and spend thousands of dollars. I mean, and this is just casual conversation. We're just talking about whatever we want to talk about today. So there's no rhyme or reason or anything like that. But if you're talking about home defense and you're talking about pew-pews, firearms, what have you, and I hate the fact that YouTube goes, you need to use different terminology. No, call it what it is. For God's sakes, stop doing this. We have the English language for a reason. There are specific words for specific things, and pew-pew is a nickname, not an actual name for anything. Yeah, I don't like those terms. But firearms, home defense, self-defense, whatever you want to call it, go buy something inexpensive that fits you. Not what everybody else tells you to get. My wife's firearm, her handgun, is a Walther PK380. We chose it because it fits her. She can shoot it. She can use the slide. She has weak hands because of her arthritis problems. It's just a weapon that she can use. And yeah, it's in 380. It's a cut down 9 millimeter. Guess what? I buy 9 millimeter shells I cut them down. Big deal. I load them up as 380. Ta-da! You want to know how we do the ammunition for these, for my pistol? 5.56. You take a 5.56 round, a shell, and you cut it down and you resize. You know, not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So there's a lot of different things that you can do, you know. And the easiest one, and there's a lot of people out there go out there and say, go get a home defense shotgun. Yes, go get the cheapest piece of crap shotgun you can get, because if that's all you're going to use it for, go to your local gun shop and say, I need an inexpensive home defense shotgun. They're probably going to give you like a Mossberg 300 or an American, whatever the model number of the American is. It's the Mossberg 500 is like $299. The American model, I think it was like it was $229 the last time I saw it from Bud's Guns. Buy something inexpensive. And buy 2 boxes of shells and let it sit there. Go to the range once a week, use both boxes of shells. Buy 2 more boxes of shells. Until you're proficient, keep buying 2 boxes of shells, take them to the range, shoot them, and keep doing it over and over and over again. Practice makes perfect, because the last thing you want to do is, if you are in a home defense scenario, is shoot a civilian or a family member or a cop. You want to shoot the bad guy. Only the bad guy. And I am not telling people, and I want to make this perfectly clear, I'm not telling anybody how to commit felonies, for God's sakes. I'm talking about home defense, protecting your family. You know, if you're going to go out hunting with a weapon, that's a whole different ballgame. There's a whole different rule set around that when it comes to your thought processes and training with the weapon and understanding your weapon. You know, the basic safety is all there. Understanding how to utilize the weapon safely. However, you shoot differently. You know, if you're shooting, you know, my 308 rifle, for example, I'm not going to go put 50 rounds through it. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? Thank you so much. If I take that thing to the range, I'm going to put maybe 10 to 15 through it. Because there's no need to. Once you have it sighted in and you understand how to utilize your optics, there is absolutely no need to put that much ammunition through it. Now, my 22, that's a whole different ball game. I love the plinking on that thing. That goes plink, 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 plink. I love it. And it's really, really cheap to fire. You know, so you just do what is best for you. Biggest advice I can tell people is don't ever listen to what anybody else says. That is, if self-defense insurance is available in your area, Free Spirit. There's actually, I found out a number of states that don't allow for it, believe it or not. I'm covered, thankfully. I actually got 3 years free from the NRA when I told them I was leaving them after being a faithful member for 20 years. I've never paid for it. I left the NRA because I don't believe in their nonsense of doing nothing to secure the Second Amendment. They just file lawsuits, and they don't do it anywhere. USCCA has it everywhere. They do. However, it's limited in certain states. I know this because I know a couple of guys from the USCCA. They are on the board of one of the local Second Amendment not clubs, organizations that I belong to. NAGR, that's the one I'm referring to. USCCA is a U.S. Conceal Carry Association, by the way, everybody. And they are awesome. If you have training that If they have training in your area, I highly recommend getting it. They have people they recommend for training. And one of the things I always recommend, if you're going to conceal carry, for God's sakes, or open carry out in public, go for freaking basic tactical training. And for the love of God, this is the absolute most important piece of that. Get situational awareness training. Far too often, the reason a good guy gets a bad name in a bad situation is because he wasn't watching his surroundings and accidentally wounds somebody else that wasn't involved. Or, God forbid, takes that other, that innocence life. And that's a very unfortunate situation, but it happens to be that's what happens when you don't have training. I'm a firm believer in training. When I was up in Mobile, I was training every month with my buddies from the military. I'm not a veteran. They're all veterans. So they gave me their training, which was fucking awesome. You just need to, how would I put it? You just need to be smart about it, right? It's your constitutional right. It's a guaranteed right that is secured by our Constitution. You have the right of self-defense. You have the right to secure yourself and your family and your property. However, you don't have the right to be stupid. Not with a deadly weapon. Not with an automobile, not with a firearm, not with a hammer, not with a jigsaw, not with a fork, not with a knife, not with a baseball bat, not with a 2x4. All of those can be considered deadly weapons, by the way. You don't have the right to be stupid. Whatever you do, learn how to use what you have properly. Now, do I think that that should be a mandate by the government? Fuck no. They're in enough of our business. But I think people that own anything that is considered a self-defense or a defensive weapon or a weapon period should understand the nuances of how to use it, when to use it, and be aware of their surroundings when using it. Because if you're not aware, and you go into the bank one day and you're in the midst of a bank robbery, you're a civilian standby. There's no officers there. They've already shot the security guard. Yeah, if you've got your weapon on you, you can take it out. And you can take that bad guy out. But what if that teller that's standing right behind him, behind the desk, gets hit because your aim wasn't good enough, or you didn't calculate the soft tissue? Those are split-second decisions that you have to make in your mind. Even good officers, and I say good officers because bad officers are the same as bad people, because they're just people. Even those individuals have to go, well, do I shoot him in the soft tissue, like the arm, or do I shoot him in the chest where there's more mass? But you can still, if you're too close range scenario, you have to do something different, because you might hit that poor young lady behind the counter. There's a lot of those things you have to think about as a responsible gun owner, as a responsible user of your Second Amendment rights. If you are carrying on a daily basis, conceal or open carry, you have to think about that. It's a huge responsibility. And people don't seem to understand that, because you see all these idiots, especially some of the frauditors out there, that are carrying while they're doing these First Amendment audits. And, I wish Fraudit Wrangler was here, because I could get him on and we could have a good time with this discussion, because he and I agree on a lot of shit. He's a good dude. But, you have all these morons that are carrying with a camera, and they know damn well that it's going to start a confrontation with certain officers. And you can tell simply by how they present themselves to you. Because if the first thing they do is say, keep that hand off that weapon, you know it's going to be an issue. If the first thing they say is, keep your hands out of your pockets, you know it's going to be an issue because guess what? They're most likely a coward. And I get it. I fully approve of general officer safety, but going most of the time, a lot of these guys are going way too far. And every officer deserves the right to go home at the end of their shift. Every emergency personnel worker, everybody deserves to go home at the end of the day. But here's the kicker to that. When they signed up to be a police officer, they understood that there are people, a fair majority of the United States, that have firearms. There are a small majority, very small majority, that use them incorrectly. And if they use them incorrectly, well, guess what? That means they're no longer a legal gun owner. That means they're a criminal. If you pick your firearm up and you're brandishing it about, you are, at that point, breaking the law. That's called brandishing a deadly weapon. And I don't care what state you're in, you're going to get nailed for that. Unless there is a proper and good cause for it. Like you've got 15 guys with weapons surrounding you. But by the time the cops get there, you're going to be dead anyway, so it won't matter. Right? Just saying. Unless you are John Wick. There's not a lot of John Wicks out there, people. All I say is, what we need because back in the 1800s and during the Old West, I love giving these examples about firearm ownership. Everybody goes, the Old West was the most deadly time in American history. No, it wasn't. Now is. Do you know why the Old West was actually peaceful? Because everybody saw you packing. And unless you wanted to actually end up at the end of another firearm, you were pretty damn respectful to people. Unless you were a bandit, which you're already breaking the damn law. No, when they talk about the Old West being the most deadly time in history, they were mostly talking about medical issues. Had nothing to do with crime. Yeah, crime was rampant. I did the same thing with a toothpick once. Then I woke up. Yeah, diseases and bad nutrition. That was what killed people in the Old West. Oh, and Indians. And I'm talking because, we fucked them over and they were pissed off about it. So, they didn't have the right to kill innocents, but it was a time in history. That's all I can say. We can't make up for it. We can't change it. So the Old West essentially was a very peaceful time because in most of the settlements, you didn't mouth off to people or else you got a gun put between your eyes. Or you walked 10 paces and you shot each other. And most of the time, you didn't survive on either side of it because the doctor was a dentist. And that was scary as shit. It wasn't even a doctor. The surgeon was a dentist, I should say. Percentage-wise, more Indians were killed than settlers. You're absolutely correct. But individual settlers that were on wagon trains coming to the territories, generally lost their lives to one of three things: starvation, which is stupid as hell because, live off the land, morons. The natives do. Or disease, which is, it's a valid reason to die. And, or Indian raids. And I call them Indian raids because at the time they weren't called Native Americans, they were called Indians.
Where did the
And
term Indians come from here in the U.S.? Was it just, I mean,
hell if I know.
I'll look that one
I
up.
never. I see. I'm an avid history buff, but I don't do terms. I've never done where this name came from or anything like that. So I mean, I've probably read, I would say on the average of somewhere around 500 books on the American Old West, and probably twice as much as that on the first two wars in the United States. The world wars, and God knows how many books on the origins of us coming to this country, and all the way up until the Civil War. Yeah, Christopher Columbus was trying to find India. Oh my God, chat. Oh, holy shit. Dude, sickest, brother. It is good to see you, man. I'm doing okay, brother. I'm doing okay. This is an absolute legend in the gaming community. 818 sickest. How are you doing, brother? I hope you're having a wonderful day yourself. But, yeah, good to see you. Yeah. But yeah, no, I've always been an avid history fan, and I read both sides of it what I can, because a lot of times you can't find the other side of the conflict, right? Because history is always written by the victors. However, you don't find history being written by the losers a lot, and when you do, you have to take the combination of the two to find out the tidbits of truth, because nobody tells the fucking truth, especially in history books. And Christopher Columbus was trying to find India, and guess what? My people found America long before Christopher Columbus, who is a fraud, found the United States. I hate the fact that we still celebrate a day named after him. It just irritates the shit out of me. Well, all right, Misty. Tell me later. We'll catch up. And I'll tell you a little bit about what might be going on with me too. So, the Cherokee had a written alphabet and associated language. Yeah, they did. Actually, most of the tribes did. The Black Rock. I mean, God, there's so many. God, and the problem is, I know. I got you, Misty. Don't worry. I got you. But no, the history, when it comes to, the deadliest time in the world, I mean, we're living it right now. Because we have too many people that have no morals, no ethics. And they lack the insight of morality. Yeah, alphabet and written are two different things. Yes, they are. The Pueblo used a lot of pictographs as well. Well, awesome, Misty. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, and I would honestly I would honestly give up all this technology, every ounce of it, as long as I could keep the same medical care and go back to the 1800s. I was honestly during Y2K, I was actually praying that the lights would never come back on. You're at home with the pup party, yeah. Misty got a new puppy because her last one got really old.
Our youth is not going to know what to do with themselves when the grid goes down, whether it be a fire, disaster, power failure.
Do you know what I'm
I
going to
don't,
do when the grid goes down? First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go out back. I'm going to start a fire in my fire pit, and I'm going to barbecue every ounce of meat that I have. If I know the grid's going down for a while, I'm going to eat that shit before it spoils. And the second thing I'm going to do is go find a liquor store and get really drunk. And then after that, then I'll figure out what else to do.
well, I'm talking about the electronic devices that
Yeah, me
our
too.
youth is running around with because they're really not, they don't know how to communicate otherwise.
I mean, people just, they don't know how to communicate, which is freaking sad. Yeah. Open,
I'm
damn
not,
it.
I am not getting an electric car because I know what's coming. And I don't know if you've seen this, but because of the copper that's used in those cords at the charging stations,
Uh huh.
there's been a raid on those, and the repair for them is astronomical. And people
Oh,
are lining up just to charge their cars now.
oh yeah, yeah. Dom says if you slow smoked meats, you can store them unrefrigerated. Yes, you can. I didn't say I was going to do all of it, but the stuff that you don't want to slow smoke, like slow smoking chicken, is freaking nasty. So that's going to be barbecued. Same thing with turkey. I don't know who came up with turkey jerky, but they need to be shot. That's nasty. But the beef and the deer, and if I get any elk in my freezer at the end of this year, that would all be smoked, all of it, and preserved. Oh yeah, if you can hang a ham for like years. That's good stuff right there. And fish. I'll smoke fish. Smoked salmon is so good.
I love that.
I mean, so is smoked turkey, but I just the whole idea of turning turkey into jerky is just does it's not appealing, and yeah, it's just gross. But no, when it comes to stoves, I mean, all right, come here, screen share again. There we go. This is what I want.
Oh, is that wood burning?
It's an Amish wood burning cook stove. So you can heat your house and cook your dinner, just like in the old days. We actually had the opportunity a few years back to pull one out of an old farmhouse, but I literally could not find anybody with that could handle lifting the damn thing up because it weighed 3,000 pounds. It was a huge one, monstrous. But yeah, these things are, I love these things. Wood fired stoves are awesome. But look at this price tag, $4,000.
Is that cast iron?
No, that one's steel. It's not cast iron. You can tell. That's the reason I couldn't lift the one that was given to us is because it was cast iron, and it wasn't a small one like a little 4-footer or something like that. This son bitch was 8 feet long. It was absolutely enormous. It had 6 cook. Well, it was in the it was on a big farm here that had they still had the old building for the workers, you know, from the day, and it was the central building for cooking, you know, the central kitchen, which is a separate building, all of it on its own. So that damn thing was just monstrous, and that separate building was the only building that was still, you know, standing for the most part, and they'd converted it to a house. I mean, that house had a solid rock chimney in it. I was like, that's cool as hell. I didn't even know I went to a prepper's website. That's freaking funny, and I'm not even doing prepper shit. That's great. But anyway, well, you know what, everybody, it's been 2 hours, and I'm gonna go wake up my kids and go move a chicken coop and go sit on my four-wheeler, my daughter's four-wheeler, and cruise around the yard in it and irritate my neighbors.
Well, it's been fun and
It
enjoyable,
has been, yes.
and I wish
And
everybody to
Dom,
have
I
a
actually have
wonderful
one of
day.
those. You do the same. You do the same. And thank you for coming on and just chit-chatting with me. I appreciate it.
Well, I enjoy you having me on. So I'm going to sign off, and everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend.
All right. Have a good one, Cynthia. But anyway, use an old lawnmower blade and a heavy hammer to cut it. You know, you can do that, or you can do it my way and then torch. Oh, wait. Well, I mean, not everybody has an acetylene torch. I don't know. One service call turned into two. Catch you later. Anyway, y'all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And you guys have given me a little bit of brighter day. You made me chuckle a little bit, and I appreciate that. And I hope I did the same for you. And maybe I imparted a little bit of wisdom, too. Maybe not, because a lot of you are very, very smart. Actually, all of you are very, very smart, because nobody made really dumb comments. So that tells me you're all awesome. And if the grid is down, do I want to use my torch gas for that? Sure, why not? You know why? Because I just don't care. Because here's the deal. Just one last thought. One last thought. If the grid is down, shit has hit the fan, and the world has decided it's time to end, and my neighbors decide to invade, I'm not going to be using my torch. Just saying. I know that there's other purposes for torch gas, by the way. Acetylene and oxygen. Funny enough, I have an oxygen concentrator sitting in the next room. So I can get my own oxygen. And I've converted it, so it's awesome. Yeah, well, I've got, we got the welding side of that, all that good stuff. So, and, I appreciate your comments, because you give me a lot of insight as well. Dom, I think you and I need to sit down and have a good conversation, about this stuff, because guess what? One of these days it will happen, and us old fogies need to impart our wisdom, whether the young people take it or not. Misty says, if the grid is down and I have tons of books I want to read, I know how to hunt, and I already don't like people. I'll be fine. Yeah, but you also have to have the community, by the way. Did you know you cannot survive solo? That is a misnomer that Hollywood has put out, that you can survive solo. Those that try end up failing. So you have to build community. And that could be your neighbors, your friends, anything. Any Hooters, catch you later. You all, same thing. Love y'all. Peace out. Happy Father's Day. And go relax and have some